Welcome back to Copper Star Precision, the channel dedicated to getting you more points at your competitive shooting matches. If you've been in a match and you've struggled with target order or remembering your holdovers on a stage, what we're going to do today is show you how to make a cheap and easy do-it-yourself data card or dope card holder for your rifle. It should fit on pretty much any rifle. We attach it to the scope. Super simple to make. Let's head over to the bench. Let's make one real quick. And for like less than 20 bucks, this is definitely going to help you score more points at matches. Alright, so we're on the workbench, and basically the key to this is going to be these little gear ties. These are like little rubberized ties that you can use, and basically we're going to use this, wrap this around the scope, attach a card to this, and this is going to be our data card. I like to use the 18-inch version. I'm going to put links down in the description below for all the stuff I'm using in this video. It's pretty straightforward. These are pretty cheap. You can get 2 packs. They come in different colors. There's like $6 or $7 on Amazon. Again, links down below. So we start with one of these guys. Then we got to get some binder clips. You probably have some of these lying around the house. And it depends on the size of the binder clip, what works better. These really small ones, let's see. Just take a quick measurement here. These are the, looks like 0.6 inches. These are kind of too small. They don't really fit around this gear tie very well. These bigger ones, they work, but if you put them on this part, they kind of will slide around on you. If you grip these towards the end, they actually stay on the end there pretty stable. So if you have some of these lying around, what I found is that these sort of medium-sized ones, these I think are about 3/4 of an inch. These work the best, and we're going to put 2 of these on there. It's going to be a little snug fit, but that's kind of what we want. I'm putting these about an inch away from the end there. And so we've got that set up. Easy. Now, all we need is a 3x5 index card. So, probably have a couple of these lying around your house as well. You can choose, you know, the regular ones with the lines. I usually use the plain white if you want plain white. Sometimes having this grid pattern is nice if you want to draw like where the targets are on a stage, so you can kind of remember, you know, this target 1's off to the left, target 2 is way over here, and target 3 is somewhere in the middle. You can make a little stage diagram. Or if you want, you can even print out some of the stage diagrams in the match booklets and stick them on here with some tape. So I like to use the grid, and what we do now is let's just simply get some packing tape and some scissors, and we're going to just basically cover this in tape, and that way it's going to be kind of like a little thing that we can edit and erase some marker stuff on there. You don't have to do this, but I found this way is the best. Just get yourself some tape, fold over one end so you have something to pull up on. Just so you can stick it to the table like that. Get another piece of tape, cover the whole thing. And what this is going to do is going to give us a surface that we can write on, that we can also erase later. So the reason we put those little tabs on here is easy to pull up, turn it over, make this double-sided. Super simple. Stick another one down, and 4 pieces of packing tape will do it. We've got that. Again, peel that up. Easy. We're just going to grab some scissors. Just trim off the excess. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we're just trying to make this in such a way that we can erase something that we draw on here. All right, so we've got that taken care of. That was super simple. Now, what you're going to want to also do is get yourself some of these. They're made by Expo, who makes, you know, kind of probably the regular dry erase markers that you're familiar with. But if you have something like this, it smudges off way too easy. And if you're handling your rifle, you know, you might run into a case where you smudge something and then you can't read what you wrote. So get some of these. These are wet erase markers. Get yourself a pack of multiple colors because it'll allow you to do some different things during the stage if you want to designate different targets in different colors or something like that. But having multiple colors definitely helps. And what these do is, let's say we want to write down, we have 3 targets, so I might do something like target 1, target 2, target 3. And let's say I dial for the first target, so I usually put a line or 0.0, and let's say the second target is a holdover of like 0.5, and the next one is 1.2. So now I have all 3 targets on there. And what's nice about these, they will smudge a little bit, but not as easily as the regular dry erase markers. So they will smudge, but they're really not going to wipe off completely until you lick your thumb and then apply some water, or if you carry around alcohol wipes or anything like that, you can get this even cleaner. You can spit on it if you want, and you've got 2 sides. So let's head back over to the rifle and show you what's going on. All right, so we're back at the reloading bench, and we've got our little gear tie. We've got our card that we've covered in tape to make it so that we can write on it. Why do you want a dope card? Basically because, you know, it allows you to write stuff down on the stage. It's one less thing you have to keep in your mind, target order or holdovers, anything like that. And what's nice about having on the rifle, I see a lot of people sometimes use these little arm coaches that go under your arm. You know, you slide it up here and then you have it with you on the stage. The problem with this is if you're using your left hand as, like, let's say rear support, if you're squeezing a rear bag, then if you want to, like, briefly look down at this, sometimes you can put it like this. You know, you're breaking your cheek weld, you're off the rifle. Sometimes you have to move your hand, you're losing control of that rear bag if you're using that for rear support. I'm not saying these don't work, they might work for you. These are also pretty inexpensive, and you can put a bunch of index cards in here and you can write down the stages, all that kind of stuff. But I found that when I'm using this, I'm, you know, breaking my cheek weld or moving my arm to look at the dope. Having it on the rifle, it stays with the rifle. So we just have this from before, and all we do is, if you are a right-handed shooter, you're going to put the dope card on the left side. If you're a left-handed shooter shooting a left-handed gun, you're going to put the dope card on the right side. So your dominant eye is looking through the scope. Your non-dominant eye, you can just open your eye that's not looking through the scope to see the dope card. So as you can imagine, pretty simple. We slide these in like this, and what I like to do is I like to kind of cross these so that they're going vertical, and then I'm going to twist once, twist twice. That's pretty snug on there. And then from here, you just kind of turn these at right angles, get it approximate, doesn't have to be exact, and we can move these binder clips. And with this size binder clip, you're not trying to clip onto the clip. What you're doing is you're kind of sliding this up and under the binder clip like that, and then we just secure it on the bottom as well in the same way. And there we go. And like I said, I think the 18-inch is kind of perfect for most scopes. This scope, I believe, is a 30, it's either a 30 or 34 millimeter tube. Should work for both scopes. You have enough stuff to play with. What's nice about this also, instead of something that's like clipped onto a Picatinny rail or something like that, is it's not as rigid. And so if you are going in and out of like a ladder stage and you're banging this around, and, you know, worst case, you just kind of bend it right back into place, but it's not going to get super caught up on anything. It's not going to, you know, when you hit this, it's not going to mess with your rifle at all. But just put that right there. You can either write straight on here, or you can take this off, write it down, and then clip it in before the stage. I've also seen people take some blue painter's tape, cut off a piece or rip off a piece, fold the 2 ends over on themselves, and you can write notes to yourself on here, stick it on here, and then if you want, you have the little tabs here, and it's easy enough just to rip off. And if you have that tape on there, it's not going to stick on there permanently, and you won't be fiddling with this to rip it off. So pretty straightforward video. Really hope it helps some of you guys. And the idea, again, is you can put stuff on your data card that you don't have to worry about in the match. During the stage, you can just worry about building good positions, finding targets, you know, and if you have to quick glance over, oh, what was my hold for target number 2? 0.5 mil, great. And you can just write that down, and it helps keep things, you know, little reminder card on what you're doing on the stage, or maybe the target order, if it's a weird target order, if it's target 1, 2, target 1, target 3, target, you know. So plenty of stuff you can do. Customize the way you want. Get yourself some of those wet erase markers because they don't smudge as easily. And again, this is a little dirty right now, just because I licked my finger and rubbed it off, but if you get some alcohol wipes, it comes clean off. And it's so cheap, you can just make a bunch of these cards. You can make one for each stage and then switch them out stage by stage. So again, links are going to be in the description for everything that I talked about in this video. For less than 20 bucks, you can make a bunch of these. So make a few, give them some to your friends. And from one comment from a viewer on some of my previous videos, I will start incorporating those stages where I anticipate using a data card because it has multiple targets and multiple distances and holdovers. I will start showing you what I would write on my data card for that particular stage, so you can follow along with me, or you can develop your own method, what works for you. So give it a shot, super simple to make. Let me know how it goes if you use one, if it helps out. And until I see you next time, as always, score more points.